Welcome back. We're here with Jyothee, who is an artist in Canada. Jyothee, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. It's great to be chatting. We met at NFT NYC in person for the first time, so I'm just glad to have you on.
Yeah, likewise. Happy to finally talk about this. I know we talked about it a long time ago. So,
Yes, 100%. So you started painting at the age of 10. What inspired you to start this journey at such a young age?
honestly, just my dad kept pushing me like try like a hobby or something. He used to bring me like sketchbooks and stuff home, and he would be like, "Try this, try that." I tried a bunch of different things like dance classes, music classes. Art is something that I just tried. And I stuck on with, and it was just like something I was really passionate about ever since I was a kid.
That's awesome. And it's really exciting to see you kind of continue this journey throughout, the past 10, 15 plus years, especially, a lot of kids kind of get into that stuff, but they kind of either quit or they drop out,
Mhm.
of that journey. And you also paint on shoes, on boxing gloves, you've painted on a car. When changing the canvas, how does that affect your creative process?
I don't think it affects it much. I think it's fun actually, just trying it on different surfaces. Because like it's a canvas, people just hanging it up on a wall. But if I'm painting on like a shirt or a jacket or like boxing gloves, people actually get to like use it and wear it and stuff, and rock it. So it's so much fun seeing that.
Yeah, and it's super unique because you would never think of an artist, paint on boxing gloves or paint on those type of things because, it's not like the regular canvas, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's very different. And so like do the people like actually use like the boxing gloves and the shoes and stuff, or do they more have it as like an art piece?
To be honest, I've seen people use the jackets, but people are scared to use the boxing gloves. Even though I tell them it's waterproof, it's good, they just keep it in like a glass box at home, like a display type thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. And what has been your favorite custom piece that you've created for someone?
So hard. I think it's like the more I do it, the last one will be my favorite. Like the recent one would be my favorite because obviously my skills are getting better, and it'll be more detailed the more I get better as well. But few of my favorites are like the anime ones I did of like the character Pain,
Yeah.
and the Itachi paintings that I've done. This is like cool shoes that I did of like Dragon Ball Z. Um, but yeah, there's like too many of them. I can't really pick one.
Yeah, I mean your stuff is very unique and it looks, I mean, like almost fake. It's so good, right? It's like it's you like look at it and you're like, damn, like this looks like amazing, and you paint like all different type of stuff. And you've also, have a pretty successful career like as an artist. And for an artist that's looking to maybe give up or they don't want to continue their journey because they're not seeing like any traction or progress, what would one piece of advice be to them?
I would tell them to keep going. It's honestly just consistency. And when it comes to social media, you guys have that nowadays. I know, like back in the days when my parents were like trying something, like they didn't have social media, so we have that now. So I think we should like obviously utilize it and put it to our use. But honestly, just keeping it consistent, just posting every day, and just like keep the momentum going. I think that will bring a lot of people in, and even when it comes to social media like Instagram, TikTok, and stuff like that, it's just like algorithm, right? Algorithm only picks up when you post every day. So just like finding your niche and sticking to it and trying to find a crowd that love that niche is probably key.
And a lot of artists, I feel like they're very good on the art side, but they're very either nervous or scared to start creating content. So is there like some trick that you use to kind of start that journey?
Honestly, there's no trick. I've been doing this for like 10 years, and like obviously it's not how I started. When I first started, I didn't even know how to take pictures properly. So I was like, I would just put my painting on like side of the rock or the road and just take a picture. And like honestly, it's like just doing it again and again, you just get better at it, right? Just like anything. Like you do something multiple times, you just get better at it. So that's how everything just started for me. Just like getting just it's just starting the process, right? To start somewhere. It
Yeah.
could be anywhere, honestly, just in the house, like, and it doesn't have to be a studio. um right? It doesn't have to be anything fancy. You can even record on your phone. You literally have an iPhone, you can just record, even an Android. But anything with a camera, you can just record, is what I'm saying. You don't need a professional photographer or like a studio just to get something started. Um, yeah, that's just like just getting started. Like having the tools, you have the tools around you, just putting them to use.
I think that's super important for people, because people think you have to be perfect, right? Like I have to have the perfect shot, I have to have the perfect angle, I have to have
Yeah,
the perfect like environment or studio. And I think kind of your success shows that, hey, like just start. It's going to suck in the beginning. Like my content is not going to be good in the beginning, but it's going to be a process. And you're going to, there are going to be people that even like your work in the beginning because you're just putting it out there and,
yeah.
like just like starting that process. And you've also done a lot of volunteering with kids for art or, just like helping in general. What
Yeah.
drives you to want to inspire and pass on your passion for being creative?
Honestly, like just being in Sri Lanka and growing up back home, I realized that people don't really take art serious. They would think that it's like a hobby. Even me growing up, my mom and my dad were like, art is just a hobby. You can't really do it full time. You can't really make money off of it. So you're not doing that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't an option. I was given three options: doctor, engineer, lawyer. So I had to literally just break the norm and drop out of school and just like focus on art. So that's why, like, when I go back home, I would like teach people art, and even like what's more important that I teach is that entrepreneurship of the art side, right? So just like making money through art, the business, and what you can do with it, how to sell your work online, even through Web 2 or Web 3. So it's just like I think that's a really important aspect when it comes to me being back home and teaching them, because they get to have hope that it's possible to make money through art, especially like in a third world countries, they literally don't think that it's possible.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the main reason why I do it.
That's amazing. And I think even just like you said, just bringing the awareness that, hey, like if I can do it and like I'm myself, I'm that anyone can do it. Right. And
Yeah.
it's just like, it's really, really cool to see you, like just like bringing that knowledge back to them. And, you're like taking your success. You're not staying here in America, but you're going and you're showing people like the progress that you made of like, I can do it. And let me walk you through how to, like how to succeed.
Yeah, it's literally like a blueprint, and like I'm just trying to like, help people and show that it's possible, right? Just a sample right here, so it's you can do it too, type of thing.
Yes, and you said that your parents weren't, too happy that you were going the like, art route, and you actually dropped out of university, which your father was not too happy about. How did you continue to chase your dreams even when someone so close to you wasn't approving of them?
Just believing in myself. Even like when I first dropped out, I wasn't that great at art. I was just like, I look back at my work right now, I'm like cringing, like, honestly. But at that moment, I thought I was really good. I guess that was a trick. They say like always like fall in love with the process. I think I was in love with the process, just like how better I was getting each day when I was painting. I think that's probably the main reason why I just had to believe in myself and just keep going. Also, when I obviously kept posting on Instagram, I started getting more clients from like US and all these other countries. So I ended up doing like just shipping when it comes to my paintings and stuff. So that brought in money, and I realized that there's something there. Like I can actually do something with this. So that's how I got started.
And I bet when your father started to see that money, he probably changed a little bit of like, okay, maybe this is something real here.
Yeah, I think it's just like in their generation, they're not used to just seeing an artist succeed. It makes sense because they didn't have social media and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I think as a like a parent, you just want your kid to do good financially, and like just be able to be stable, right, in the society. So I think that was like the one thing they had fear with. But once they seen me like actually do things and like bring things to light, they realized that it's possible.
And when people see your art, what emotions and thoughts do you hope they take away from it?
I hope it inspires them to like find their own passion. Just seeing my paintings, I hope they get empowered, just to like go find what they love and do what they love.
I love that. And I think coming from that intentional space of like, I want to impact people, I want to inspire them, not only make cool art, but I want it to affect the world, right? Like I want it to be something that impacts people. And you said on Instagram that art heals both the creator and the viewer. Where do
Mhm.
you think this universal language that is art comes from?
I think that when you're creating, you're using the same energy that created the entire universe. So that's probably the most powerful energy out there because you're basically the creator of whatever you're making, right? I think it's like the universe's energy, and like when you're putting that onto a canvas, you're just opening a portal. Is what I say.
Yeah,
What I tell people, and like whoever's viewing that piece, they get to experience that portal. They get to see that, like whatever the emotion that was put into the canvas. Each art piece would give some sort of emotion to the viewer, and it could be their own perspective, right? So, I think the energy that you put into each piece actually matters.
I love that. And I think like that the creative is very interesting because you have like the logical, like the logical mind and things like that. And then you have this creative and sometimes inspiration just comes out of nowhere. And
Like
it's
the
just
left
like,
brain, right brain.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it's just so interesting because you see things that people create and you're like, how in the hell did they even make that? Like this is just something like just like extremely like beautiful that like they I think it's just very interesting because like it comes from a place that is very unknown,
Yeah.
and so it's I think it's like people like you like that create such beautiful art that makes people inspired, that makes people are like, how could someone even create this? I think um, that's awesome. And I saw Rainn Wilson on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
He said the reason spirituality is important is because it is reality. What does
Yeah.
this mean to you?
Spirituality, I would say spirituality is a science that hasn't been figured out yet, or at least they don't really put it on paper because it's too advanced for human mind to understand at this moment. But I would say the only person that was close to actually getting a bit of understanding on that topic would be Nikola Tesla, and he talked about energy and frequency and stuff like that. So even reading up on him and how he like lucid dreams to like get his
Yes.
inventions and all that is just so crazy because like he only sleeps like 2 hours a night, and throughout the day he would like take power naps,
What?
and he would go into this realm of like lucid state, and he would like literally have a metal ball in his hand. He would fall asleep on the couch, and whenever he's like almost falling asleep, the metal ball would go hit on the floor, and he would wake up, and he would go into the delta brainwave state, and that's the lucid state. So he would go like make all these like blueprints in his dreams for like his inventions, and he would come wake up and like he will create these things of like frequency healing and like all these machines. I think like that was like the one person that was like close to tapping into that, and then like ever since, like obviously in our society they don't teach that. They don't really teach about that in school and stuff. So it's like some really interesting topic that you can dwell into.
For sure. And I think it's a very we don't understand it as a human race, and we try to put things in a box, if that's like with religion for Jesus or Buddha, or if that's with maybe it's like some healing things when it comes to medicine, and we love to put things in a box and put labels on it, and then it divides us, and we don't actually get to see what they were actually talking about.
Yeah, even numbers, like people just put numbers so it's fathomable for our human mind to understand, but they don't everything's atoms, so it doesn't really nothing really makes sense.
Yes, absolutely. I have two more questions for you.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with two people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
From the past. It's crazy. Probably my grandma's dad, my great grandpa. He just has so much wisdom. Like I was a kid when he passed away. I was like 14, but he was like 95 when he passed away. So he just lived a really long, nice life where like he he actually lived that long because he was doing farming in Sri Lanka, and like that type of knowledge that I didn't like really care about when I was 14. now like I really wish that I could sit down and like ask him some certain questions and like learn about it, because like I have a passion just to like grow my own food and like eat my own food, because like this is organic and then everything in the stores is GMO now.
Yeah.
So I would love to like talk to him about that, like how to grow your own food, like what did you do while farming, like what's your favorite part. There's like so many questions I have and I can't really ask him that.
Yeah.
um, but yeah, that's one thing. From someone from the present, it would be my mom. I think like me and my mom are like really close. So yeah, that would be her, because yeah, she's just we're just vibe.
I love those two, especially the one uh, with your great grandfather, because I think
Yeah,
it's very, very interesting. Just like how you said, non-GMO, how he was doing things, what he was eating to live to 95, especially with
yeah,
like no like modern medicine, like that type of stuff.
no,
So it'll be interesting.
mm-hmm.
That'll be a good
Very,
one. So I have one more question.
yeah.
Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discount?
Honestly, I met you and I was like, okay, you seem very interesting, and I just love the energy that you brought in. And we met. I know it was a crowded place when we met, and you gave me the idea, and I was like, let's do it. I just usually go with my intuition, and it's never wrong. So I'm glad.
Yeah, I like that. Well, Jyothee, that's all the questions I have. How can people find you, and what is one thing you want to leave people with?
People can find me on Instagram, my Twitter, my TikTok. It's JYXDI. Sorry, what was the other question?
What do you want to leave people with?
Oh, okay. If you have a passion for something, definitely do it. Don't even let anyone stop you, not even your parents, your siblings, friends. Just keep going, because all you just need is just yourself, and just believe in yourself, right? Just with keep consistency, and just like being a stubborn person, the universe loves that. Like, it will just reward you eventually. So I would just say keep going.
I like that. Well, thank you so much for coming on and chatting. I appreciate you. Thank you.
First, thanks for having me.